And I believe we are live. Hi, my name is Tyrese Simon,
My name is Sergio Marquez.
and this is Play Action Episode 11. Sergio, how you doing, sir?
Good man, enjoying the game, enjoying the great Sunday of football too, man. We're gonna get into that and just enjoy a nice day.
Yeah, man. So for the fans watching, what we're doing now is we're trying to see how we can do this whole watch along. We talked about doing a watch along before about watching an actual NFL game and commenting on it. So today we're gonna do a little bit of that. We're gonna do probably an hour of this and just see how it goes.
Yep,
And while we're still gonna recap the games and whatnot, we're gonna try this format as well. Sounds good, Sergio.
yep, a little better.
Man, so what do you think about this Seahawks team? Like,
We've talked in the past, where a lot of people have thought that they were, or we've also discussed it that they were a little dark horse. You've had them as your dark horse for a while now, and
definitely.
you know this game is going to be really telling because we just saw a phenomenal game between the Niners and the Saints, and
Yeah.
I've said that those are my two teams. That's my NFC championship preview. This game, depending on how Saints play, is really going to show like is there really that gap between the Saints and the Niners and them, or are they just there with them? And I do think that they can beat either team. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that with the team led by Russell Wilson and how good they're playing that they're not going to be able to compete. But I
Right.
do think there's a little gap. There's a tiny gap between them. This game can change that, though.
Yeah, I mean, and this Seahawks team, like I said, Russell Wilson to me is the MVP so far. You give the argument to Lamar Jackson. I would be mad at it, but I think Russell Wilson is the MVP. This is a big game. This is a big game for Russell Wilson to possibly try to get into that divisional spot.
No, you're right. And you know what I find crazy is because I enjoy the occasional bets here and there, and I was looking at the spread at this, and it's only -1
Mm,
for the Seahawks. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, there's no way people could look at this team against a 7-5 Rams team and think that there's only going to be a real a 1 point difference. I understand the Saints are good, not the Saints, the Rams are good. I mean,
yeah.
but Seahawks are, in my opinion, just so much better than them overall, just in every aspect of the game. To sit there and say that there's only a 1 point difference between them when it comes to betting, it's a little preposterous to me because and realistically, I expect the Seahawks to win this game by a touchdown, maybe even more.
Mm, interesting. Seahawks just scored a field goal there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good drive
Yeah,
by
man.
but
Yeah, man. I think this Seahawks team is again one of those teams that could sneak in and possibly win it all. The Rams, I think they're getting better. They got better as the season progressed. They got Jalen Ramsey, which is a good pickup. They just don't seem like the same Rams team, obviously from last year.
no, no, it's unfortunate, but it does look like they've regressed compared to last year.
Yeah,
But like you said, them getting Jalen Ramsey and them getting players and just improving week to week, they have looked like they're getting to that form that they played at last year.
mm,
Again, this is same way when we looked at the Falcons about 2 weeks ago. It's they have the talent, and you could see in spurts that they still have that capability of being a top team, but
yeah.
it's the inconsistency. You know, it's just so much to going wrong for them. Everything just seems to break wrong for them. And
And they're playing against good teams this year too.
yeah, that's another thing. And I feel like last year they kind of took the NFL by storm with this Goff McVay type 1-2 punch that they had.
Yeah,
Also having Gurley in the backfield. And having such a dominant defensive line with Darnold and Sanu. They had great talent, and I feel like the league is starting to catch up to them. Where they're starting to figure out how McVay runs his team. They're starting to figure out how he sets his defense up, how he uses golf in certain plays. Trying to figure
yeah.
it out, and I feel like that's the biggest thing as to why they're kind of hitting bumps this year.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, there should not be a Baker Mayfield commercial till next year at least.
Oh my god,
Like this is
bro.
what I was told. I hate that I'm seeing more Baker Mayfield commercials than I see him completing passes.
Yeah, he didn't do great today. He did terrible. I can't.
No,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did terrible.
I can't be like, oh yeah, this today he played well. He played terrible
No,
today.
the team won. Don't
Dude,
get me wrong, the
that
team
don't mean
won.
shit. That don't mean shit in this conversation right now. It's Baker just sucks. And
Yes,
and, and, and I'm sorry that they faced the Bengals, man. Baker should have had a field day.
yeah. Baker Mayfield goes 18 of 32, 196 yards, one touchdown, one interception. Not a great game. 56% completion. 71% QPR. No, sorry, this is the last week's game. My bad. Looking at old stats.
I have it right here.
Okay.
I got it right here for you. Baker.
No, sorry, even worse than that. 11 to 24.
Yeah.
That was he's better off reading the last week's stats.
Chubb had a great game too. Chubb played
No,
very
yeah, he did.
well.
He
Chubb
did.
played a phenomenal game. And you hear all these rumors, about Odell telling other players and coaches that to get him out of Cleveland.
No, I did. I think I sent it to you.
I think that was the one you sent me. Was that the one? What was the one you sent me? Also, you sent me. Yeah, that's the one that he told coaches that he was that he wanted out or he couldn't get him out. Yeah, that was the one you sent me. It's freaking crazy, man. It's just going crazy in Cleveland.
Yeah, apparently Jay Glazer broke the news on Twitter that Odell Beckham Jr. wants out, and I honestly I don't blame him from how the Browns have been playing, how Baker Mayfield's been playing, how his stock as a wide receiver has dropped dramatically playing with the Browns. So yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, and I meant to actually comment on what you said last week because I was kind of skeptical on it. Redskins have improved dramatically.
No,
This
yeah,
is
they
not
have.
the same Redskins team we saw at the beginning of the year. Mind you, they lost. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything, but they played for what we see the Redskins and what we'd expect for the Redskins. They played a really, really good game against a really tough team in the Packers.
No, yeah, and it goes back. You look at like week 1, week 2 of how Washington looked, and you said, "Oh my gosh, it's the worst team in football." And they put Dwayne Haskins in. He's not the leader of the team. They're playing a lot better. So maybe it was just the quarterback change. And I have hope for Dwayne Haskins. I think he's a great quarterback. He could be a great quarterback in the NFL. And I mean, hope now they give him a chance, and he's doing pretty well. Not for all things worth.
Yeah, he's definitely he started off pretty rough, but what do you expect from a rookie quarterback? You're not expecting him to come.
Your quarterback started off rough.
Exactly. So well, we also got 2 wins in our first 2 starts. So we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the 9 other games we lost after, but
Hey, speaking of which, what you call it? You have Eli Manning coming in for
tomorrow.
Daniel Jones.
Tomorrow.
How you feel about that?
Oh man, I feel like you know what the feeling I really have, and it's gonna piss me off. I feel like we're gonna win the next 3 games.
You know what? It did cross my mind now. Oh my gosh, what if Eli comes back?
Yeah, dogs, and it pisses me off because then we're gonna end up with 5 wins, and we're gonna get like the 7th or 8th draft pick, and we're gonna just fuck ourselves over. I was praying to God for the Bengals to win because if they win, they tie us. We have a chance for the number 1 pick in the draft. I was very excited, but then freaking they had to lose. I don't give a shit. I don't care about you. To be honest with you, I'm more concerned that this high ankle sprain on Jones isn't something serious. I'm hoping that it's just okay. He's gonna miss a week and he'll be ready for next week. But if not, I mean, we're not really going anywhere with Eli or without Eli. It's really the same exact team. It's probably a worse team because Eli isn't as mobile, but. I wouldn't be surprised if we win tomorrow just because, everyone's going to be hyped up. Eli's playing. Everyone's going to be more, excited and happy to see him back there one more time. So I wouldn't be surprised if we win tomorrow.
Yeah.
But it really means absolutely nothing. It shouldn't change anything at all.
Well, let me ask you this, right? So what if Eli goes in there, blows the door with the Giants, beats the Eagles because the Eagles haven't been playing like themselves lately?
Mm-hmm.
What if the Giants beat the Eagles? The Giants go on a run with Eli. do you have a conversation? Well, is Daniel Jones still the guy, or do you give Eli Manning a chance? Like, I wonder if that question comes up. Eli
What's
Manning
scary
more.
is we have 4 games left in the season after
Yeah.
this week. If we win all 4, we actually have a shot. We have a shot for the playoffs, which is fucking crazy. This is actually bonkers. We have a legitimate shot, at least for a second place in our division too.
Good job by Jeff Goff.
Which is wild to me. This just shows how bad our division really is. Our division's atrocious.
True that.
But it shouldn't change anything. Eli could go out there and throw for 1,000 yards in 4 games. I'm still going into next year like, listen, Daniel Jones is my quarterback, because what does that do for me? Like, oh yeah, you win 1,000. You had a great last 4 games, but you're still 37 years old. You're still not mobile. You still, it's not like you completely changed your the way you play to compensate for what you're lacking, and now you're just going to be a great quarterback again. No, he's still going to be the same exact Eli that we know, and if he does great, good for him. It was a nice send off month. It was nice to see. That's all it really is. It'd be nice to see him win. Do I care? Not really, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I really don't care. Yeah. What does it do for me?
You Giants fans are tough.
No, I'm extremely appreciative of what Eli's done. More than happy for what Eli's given me in my life with the 2 Super Bowls. But at the end of the day, I have to move on. The team has to realize that no matter what Eli does, we kind of devoted everything into Daniel Jones. And that's another thing that scares me. I don't know if Gettleman or whoever our coach is next year, because I really don't think it's gonna be Sherman. I hope it's what's his face, Rivera. Ron Rivera, yeah. I hope it's him, but I hope Gettleman doesn't get like mesmerized by Eli having a good month and be like, oh yeah, we should bring him back next year and have a chance for like if I get a notification on my phone saying that Eli Manning's back next year to at least compete for a starting job, I'm gonna be baffled. Like we're giving this guy money to be a backup when we could use that money for something else, for another position, for offensive line that we desperately need, for a defensive line that we desperately need. We can use that money, but no, let's give it to Eli. That's the thing. That's what scares me and keeps me up at night. That this is who my team is being run by.
Yeah, your team. No, but in all seriousness, your team is just a mystery because I don't know the direction.
No,
I truly don't.
You could think one way, and then they'll throw you a curveball real quick, and just mess your whole thinking up.
Yeah, I mean, you got Saquon, but Saquon is not playing to the best of his ability because your offensive line is not good. So you're kind of you're wasting his best years of his career right now.
And it pisses me off that we're doing that. Yeah. It's not a good look at all.
No, not at all. So your whole Giants team is hard to really figure out what direction you want to go in.
And then what also sucks is it's not an attractive place to play right now. So
no,
like any not even big time free agents, any free agent in general that we could possibly use on our team, that we could possibly get that could improve us in any way, looks at the Giants and they're like, I don't want to play for a team that's going absolutely nowhere. And it'd be different if they looked at us and they're like, okay, in a year or 2, they're going to be really, really good because that's what the plan is panning out to be. But you look at the Giants now and you're like, listen, in a year or 2, they may be in the exact same spot that they're in right now. We don't know. And, there's no contingency plan where, in the sense like, oh, we don't have a quarterback. Say Daniel Jones turns out to be a bust, right?
Right.
As a free agent, you're looking at, okay, Daniel Jones is a bust. I would be like, okay, as a free agent, if you look at it and you'll see that, and then you see the rest of the team is actually good. There's good players. They're playing well. They just need a decent quarterback. You're more inclined to go there because, not to say quarterbacks grow on trees, but they're going to eventually get it. Eventually they're going to hit right.
Right.
Right now, if Daniel Jones busts, look at us, we're like, well, Daniel Jones is the bust. All they have is Saquon. They don't have receivers. They don't have offensive line. They don't have anybody on the defense. There's literally nothing on this team of any substance besides Saquon. And it just baffles me that our ownership, our our front office is literally it's still baffling that Sherman's still our coach. Sherman, I mean, I thought
Yeah,
Sherman was gonna be gone because it's just been there's no right or wrong in this guy. Like he just is so monotone when it comes to explaining his whatever's going on. And then whenever you talk to this guy about something bad, he's just like, "Oh well, it was supposed to go this way." You know what I mean? And I'm listening to him. I'm like, "Well, it didn't go that way." What do you mean it's supposed to go one way? Hey, I don't get it. Yo, I listen to this dude's post game conference all the time, and it's just he constantly like, "Oh yeah, well on this play it should have gone this way, and if they did that, this would have happened." And then we're working on in practice. It's just we gotta get it to the field. Well,
right.
if I was born into a rich family, I'd be a millionaire too, but it doesn't happen. So you gotta figure out. So if you gotta figure it out, and it just every week, it's another just me in front of my TV, just sitting there like this, like what the hell is going on? Like
Yeah,
there's no positivity on this team. It's come from nowhere, man. Uh,
yeah. I think the Jets probably took the New York market from you guys.
this year, yes.
Yeah, I think even to next year. I think honestly with Le'Veon Bell with Sam
Yeah,
Darnold.
yeah. I think it depends on this draft, how this
Yeah,
draft goes for us. We could easily get some really nice draft picks and some really nice players through the draft. I mean, and it could be we could have a lot of energy going into the season.
yeah,
But if you were to tell me going into next season, starting right now, who is to have the more upside, who is to have the more hype around them? Of course, I'd say the Jets. The Jets are a more complete team than we are at this moment. Now, obviously, throughout the season, it didn't seem like that,
right.
but you could tell that they have some key players like on defense. They have Jamal Adams. They
Yeah,
have some really nice defensive players. We don't have that. I mean, and then on offense, yeah, the offensive line is terrible. They don't really have many great wide receivers. We start even Robbie Anderson is an okay wide receiver. It's nothing crazy, but they have Le'Veon. They have Sam Darnold. I mean,
yeah.
they have two players who have been playing good. Le'Veon hasn't been playing well, but that's like same with Saquon. It's more attesting to the offensive line and how bad they're playing. But Sam Darnold's been playing well. He hasn't besides the seeing ghost game. He's been playing relatively well.
I will never forget that. I will never forget that part of the season where
Yeah,
he said he's seeing goals.
I'll never let it go either. That's gonna be something I carry to the end of my life, man. You remember the time think Sam Darnold say he saw ghosts? Yeah, I remember that.
I think it was close to Halloween too. Now thinking about it, yeah,
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
Oh man, it was just
perfect,
terrible timing for him. Yeah.
perfect.
Then you can't let go also the fact he got mono, kissing a girl for the first time. We feel like it's so bad for that's just bad
uh,
PR for the Jets, to be honest with you.
it was not the best year. For the Jets. Even though today got the win, they beat the Dolphins 22-21, and now speaking of that, let's go through the recap, shall we? Week 14, Chicago beats the Cowboys 31-24. What do you think about this game, sir? I know you
Very
have some thoughts.
happy. Very happy that they came in. They freaking the Dallas defense made Trubisky look like freaking like the next Michael Vick out there, basically.
Yeah.
And Dak just can't beat the good teams, man.
You know,
Dak is so. It's not Dak though. I'm not gonna put it all on Dak. It's obviously a whole team, but
no, it's on Jason Garrett at this point for me.
yeah, yeah.
I'm convinced fully now that it's not Dak, it's not the Dak and Ezekiel Elliott, communication, chemistry. I think it's solely on Jason Garrett and how one of the things that spoke to me that in that game was that they didn't really give Ezekiel Elliott more chances to run the ball.
Only 19 carries.
Yeah.
And you know what it is for me as well. It's this like they started off 3-0. There was a lot of hype into it, and they have only won 6 games since, and they lost 7. They've only
Mhm.
won 3 games, and they've lost 7. So
Right.
it just shows. I don't know if it could be Jason Garrett. I do agree with you that he has a lot to do with it with this type of play calling, the way he runs the team. It's obviously
Right.
not working at all, but it seems like there's something off because his defense isn't as as stout as they were last year, because last year's defense was just a scary defense, a fast defense. They got to the ball quick. They gang tackled very well. This year,
Right.
it just seems like there's something off. They're slower. They're not getting to the ball as quick, and even when they do, they're missing a lot of tackles this year. This game,
Yeah, I think.
this game mostly though showed me it this is just not a good. No matter who comes out the NFC East, they're literally no point in them competing. They cannot keep up with any of these big name teams.
I agree.
And to be honest, it just shows how I don't want to say blame it all on Dak. I don't want to blame it all on Zeke. I don't want to blame it, but it just shows like even with this offense, it sputters sometimes if the defense isn't able to stop the other team. Like this team offensively is gonna go out there and put up 50 points. You know what I mean? It's not gonna
Yeah.
blow a team out the water. It's just not that offense. And yes, I agree. That has to do with someone with Jason Garrett's decision. Absolutely,
100%.
good pass, very good pass by Goff.
Yeah. It's a good game.
He's another one he's been improving. He's been having better games every week. I admit that. You know,
Very good game.
and then this is gonna be another proving game for Goff too. This is gonna be another game where you're gonna see how he does against a top defense, and if he could actually be the type of quarterback we expected him to be when he came into the NFL, where we a lot of people saw him in the future dissecting defenses left and right. Just walking through defenses, and this is the type of game where you want, not to say obviously him dissect the team for all 4 quarters, but you want to see him move the ball down the field consistently.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. And they're still in the hunt. They're still in the hunt.
Yeah, they are. Where are they? Give me a sec.
They're 7th seed right now.
Yeah, they're 7-5. This is a big game too, because if they beat the Seahawks, they're 2 games away from them.
Yeah,
they'll be 8-5, and the Seahawks will be 10-3. So this is a big game. This is definitely a big game for them.
Definitely. We talked about before. The Packers beat Washington 20-15. The Broncos, the biggest upset of the day to me. Broncos beat the Texans 38-24.
That was
wow.
That score doesn't speak to how dominant that game was. Like it looks a lot closer. Oh, it's only 14 points. They were up 31 to 3 at one point. Like
at halftime.
It was just a legitimate ass whooping by the Broncos.
Which was surprising. Drew Lock, 22 of 27, 309 yards.
Pass.
Good game. 81% completion.
Yeah, he surprisingly.
3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not a bad game at all.
And you know what it is also? We should have, not to say come to expect this from the Texans, but the Texans are always a team. And obviously, I wish it was different with Deshaun Watson. I thought it would be different with Deshaun Watson. They're always a team that they're not going to win you those. They're not going to go in a season 14-2, or 15-1. They're not going to go 13-3. They're the type of team that they're going to win the division with like a 10-7 record, 11-6 record, and the division's just not that good overall, where they don't have a dominant team where they could just win the division, and then we'll see. And they're always that team in the playoffs. Oh, we'll see how they do. Depending on who the matchup, we'll see. Maybe they could squeak a game out. Maybe they could play upsetter here or there. But they're never a team you look at and you're like, okay, this team for 100%, they're the best team in football. They're one of the best teams in football, and they're going to run through the playoffs. You never say that about the Texans.
No, and I think we talked about before, their offensive line has been the issue the whole entire season.
Yes.
The whole entire season. And Deshaun Watson takes 3 sacks. They created 2 interceptions. Like the Broncos defense really created problems for the Texans. And again, my problem with the Texans is you're letting Deshaun Watson get hit a bunch of times in each game after game after game. He's getting popped.
Yes, and it's not. It's you can see it's not having a positive effect on the dude.
No. And he's a very good quarterback. He can be considered elite, but it's just this offensive line has to get a lot better at protecting him. They have moments in games I think the games with the Patriots, they did a very good job protecting Deshaun Watson. This game just shows one of those times where they don't do a good job, and you see what happens.
And like you said, he can be an elite quarterback. If
Yeah,
he had even a average to a slightly above average offensive line, the
yeah,
guy would be considered one of the top, easy top 10 quarterback, even maybe even top 7. He has that type of skill set. To be honest with you, same offensive line, same team, same weapons, everything. Do
right.
you think what Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson, what they do with that team would be that much better than what Deshaun Watson could do with that team? Even
I would
team, even a good offensive line, even team, same weapons and everything.
I would more like Deshaun Watson on like the Ravens. I think the Chiefs offensive line have some issues as well.
No, but I'm saying if they
Like
all had the
yeah.
same everything.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I would lean more towards Lamar Jackson being the better quarterback between the three.
But do you
I
think
think
it's by that much?
Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson would probably be better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's not, and I don't think it'd be far between Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson.
Oh no! Oh no!
I think it'd be relatively close where you could make arguments that, oh, look at Deshaun Watson, he's getting there, or he might be even surpassing him. He has
Yeah,
that type of skill, and it's terrible to see him get wasted away in Texas. You know what I mean?
yeah. I will lean more towards Deshaun Watson. Yeah. I also lean more towards Deshaun Watson. Just thinking about it now from Sergio's question is the fact that Deshaun Watson is a playmaker. Like he can make plays on the fly and do
Yep,
well with it.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
and there's a difference between Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. And Lamar Jackson has obviously proven that he is a quarterback. He's not one of those running back to play quarterback. And
Right.
good for him. Nothing taking nothing away from him. But if I need a pass on make a throw on the run, I'm trusting Deshaun Watson to make that throw more accurately than I am to Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he had Lamar Jackson. Yes, is a good quarterback overall. Not taking that away from the quarterback skills aspect and throwing on the run, reading pressure. Deshaun Watson has him beat by a lot.
Yes. I
It's
agree.
it's just the other aspects of Lamar Jackson is what makes him just seem so much better than Deshaun Watson right now.
I'll tell you what, Deshaun Watson. I mean, Lamar Jackson. Sorry, Lamar Jackson didn't look all that great to me today.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't
He
look too
did.
great.
And we can talk about it now. Since we're talking about Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens beat the Bills 24-17. Lamar Jackson goes 16 to 25, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The thing that stuck out to me in this game was if you get Lamar Jackson out of the pocket, he could be dangerous. However, on the fly trying to throw the ball, he's not the best
No, that's
at
what
all.
you're absolutely right. That's what I was going to get to. Yeah, you don't want him out the pocket. That's obviously he's probably at his most dangerous in that.
Yes.
But it's also, if you look at it, it's his biggest weakness too. Because and obviously easier said than done. If you're able to contain Lamar Jackson where you kind of cut off all the holes for him to run and you have to either make him throw the ball, he's going to get sacked.
Yeah.
He's not a good thrower when on the run. He hasn't gotten that skill yet. He may in the future. I'm not saying he will never. He may. He possibly, for all we know, next year he comes back and he's the greatest thrower on the run we've ever seen. He's the next Aaron Rodgers, basically. But right now, yeah, you don't want him to escape in the pocket because that's when he becomes a runner and that's when he becomes basically a video game. But at the same time, if you're able to find a way to contain him without making him run so far outside to make him break one off, it's probably the easiest way to beat him because now you're telling him, okay, throw the ball on the run, beat me while you're on the run throwing the ball.
Yeah.
And today showed that he's not that good doing that yet. He hasn't acquired that skill yet.
No, I thought the Bills' defense made this game a lot more competitive than it should have been. The Bills' offense is not good at all.
No,
But the Bills' defense is amazing, and they was able to get to Lamar Jackson a couple of times. They were able to make Lamar Jackson throw the ball, and he would throw the ball to where he would overthrow it and it would cause an interception or it would cause a complete pass.
No, yep, yeah. It like I said, it's definitely something he's gonna have to work on if he wants to keep improving. I think he will.
Yeah, 100%.
Excuse me, but this is also something that they're going to be trying to. They're definitely going to see. Like you're telling me right now, Bill Belichick didn't see what he just did and how he struggled doing that. That
Yeah,
if they face again in the playoffs, Bill Belichick's not going to pull something out where he could prevent. He's going to have to make Lamar Jackson throw on the run. He's going to pull out schemes that prevent him from escaping so much, where his only choice is to throw on the run. Good throw.
the Rams scored another touchdown. It's another good stuff off the Seahawks.
Oh man, not looking good at all. This could just start opening the floodgates of it if it doesn't stop now, man.
I believe that was an 8-9 drive, right? You went 8 for 9.
Yeah. Yep. Goff is looking good. Goff is looking really
100%. He was able to get open. Yeah, it was good, really good. I thought this Bills team, their defense is always amazing. This Josh Allen to me is just he's good for the team, but he's just not a really really good quarterback to me.
No, he's average. He's an average quarterback. Yeah. He's nothing crazy. I'd say this much: everyone that came out that draft, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, and Josh Rosen. Right now, he's the best. Now, I don't think that's going to be the obviously end all. I think Sam Darnold's going to end up being the best. Obviously, Rosen is just nowhere to be found. He poor kid. He kind of got screwed over in his career. But Allen, I do think he's going to improve as well. I think that he has the intangibles with just an insanely crazy arm. He can move around the pocket, and he's been shown to improve. Like compared to last year, he's made strides. He's made absolute strides in improvement compared to last year.
And that offensive line for the Bills really couldn't get him any room to kind of make a play.
Not at all.
At all.
But that just offers the Ravens defense. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I thought for what it was going into maybe halftime, I thought it was a good game. But then the Ravens just kept going and going and going, and they were able to get the right plays going.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, that's right. And like you said, the Bills defense made this a game. But that just shows also how really good this Bills defense is, man. And if they can figure it out offensively, this is going to be a really scary team next year.
Agreed. The Buccaneers beat the Colts 38-35. Really stay there. Falcons beat the Panthers 40-20. That was a surprising game to me.
The Panthers are completely eliminated now.
Yeah, Matt Ryan goes 20-34, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, 58% completion, 109 QPR. Kyle Allen 28-41, 293 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 68% completion, 76.5 QPR. Yeah, this one surprised me, but again, I want to give credit to the Falcons get a win, and this is something that we talked about. They were one of those teams where they have all the talent, all the tools there. Just can't really make it work, but they started to make it work now.
A little too late, but they're obviously preparing more for next year, trying to get everything right for next year. That's more of the goal, but they have been improving, and it's good to see because this is the team we expected. This is the team we expected to see from day one. Obviously, It's unfortunate we saw that we're seeing it more towards the end of the season, but from day one, this is the team me and you have said here that this is the team we expect to see.
Yeah, absolutely. The Browns beat the Bengals 27-19. Like we said before, Baker Mayfield 11 for 24, 192 yards, 2 interceptions. He had 2 carries also, 13 yards, 45% completion. I do not want to see a Baker Mayfield commercial on my television until I see a good Baker Mayfield game.
He's protecting his home. He's protecting his home.
Dude, there should be a rule that if you're not winning, we should not see commercials from you.
Yeah, let me go get Roger Goodell on the line. I'll give him a call and tell him that we don't want none of that on.
No, but seriously, man, it's not like Baker Mayfield is blowing your hair back.
No, he's not at all. You're absolutely right.
And like I said before, Odell Beckham Jr. is apparently from Jay Glazer, who's an NFL insider. He wants out.
And like you said earlier, we don't really me and you both already said that we don't disagree with it. We not disagree with it. We see why he's doing it.
Let
We
me ask you
first
this.
understand why.
Let me ask you this, right? Good job of Carson, by the against me yards. Um, and I'm not aware of this or not, but can you make a trade uh in week 14, week 15 of the season? Is
No, trade
that
that.
possible?
Trade
Okay.
that.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, God damn, if the Patriots could do something right now, I would try to get Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh yeah, if it was possible, I would definitely be like, all right, listen, you want out?
Yeah,
No problem, come over.
because they're 100% desperately in need. Good pass. They're desperately 100% in need of a wide receiver. That's
Absolutely,
capable of
that's
catching
right.
pass.
All right, what's next? We got the Jets Dolphins game.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets beat the Dolphins 22-21. It wasn't a horrible game by the Dolphins. They actually the Dolphins won the team. They actually got a little bit better as the season progressed.
Yeah,
There was a point in time where they couldn't even score a touchdown.
there was a point in time that we thought that team, questioning why that team was still an NFL team.
Yeah. So, um, and the Steelers beat the Cardinals 23-17. Anything you want to say that? The Steelers are still in the hunt for a wild card spot.
Yeah, with Duck Hodgins, man. Who would have thought? With Duck
No,
Hodgins. No, nothing. A good game, overall. I had money on that game, so I was watching a little bit extra more. You
did you
know,
win?
yeah, we did win. Steelers
Good
covered.
job. Good
Steelers
job.
covered. That's what we like to see. But this is another team that's really they're not going to do nothing. You could tell how, and I think it opened their eyes as well how much they relied on Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but credit to Michael Tomlin, or Mike Tomlin for even getting into the wild card spot with this
No,
team.
yeah, that's right because once Ben Roethlisberger went down and he was injured, everyone was like, "All right, this season is over. There's
Yeah,
nothing here. Without Roethlisberger here, what are we expecting to do?"
right.
And look at them now, 8-5. They're still competing. I don't think they're going to do anything. I don't even think they make the playoffs. But 8-5 is still a good year so far. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
with the injuries that they had, with
With all
Juju
the drama
getting
they've also dealt with
concussion
too.
and the drama, yeah. Credit to Mike Tomlin for able to get this team, in the wild card spot, and yeah, Devin Hodges, he's becoming a good backup quarterback.
You're absolutely right. He definitely is.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I know you want to talk about this. I dread it. The Titans beat the Raiders
No,
42-21.
no. The Titans whooped your ass. That's what happened.
My season is over. Had a good run. At one point we were even possibly going to win a division.
Put it like
We
this.
would have kept winning games.
Put it like this.
Didn't work
If you
out.
were in the NFC East, you would be tied for first place.
100%. See, that's positivity that I need. Unfortunately, we're in the AFC West with the Chiefs, and it doesn't work out like that way.
No, it definitely don't. But I'll tell you that the Titans are actually a good team. Surprisingly, they're not obviously world burners. They're not gonna just run through everybody, but they're a good team. Tannehill 391, one interception, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry 103 yards. AJ Brown 153 yards, receptions, 2 touchdowns. They actually have a legitimate good team that they're gonna give people problems every time you face them. They're not no team you look at and you're like, okay, this is an easy win. We're gonna just walk into Tennessee and keep it moving.
I will say I think they're a good team because they kicked their asses today. I don't think they're a good team overall.
You don't think they're a good team in general? I think they're a good team.
I think they're decent. They're not good because they're not consistent enough for me.
I honestly think that not again. I'm not saying that they're going to be running through teams and beating teams and just no one has a chance. But I think that going into Tennessee to play them is very tough to do. And in general, just facing them, you're not going to get a game where you're beating them by 110 points. You know what I mean? They're going to make it a game. They're a tough team to play in general. And if they're on, I don't think – now, if they're on, yes, I do think they could beat anybody. But I think they're good enough to beat anyone in football. But
Okay.
but them to be on, it's literally like, listen, you got to freaking hope 1 in a million chance that they're gonna be on that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they're on, wow, they're a good team. But 9 times out of 10, they're off, and they just like, all right, this is just an okay team. There's nothing crazy here. They don't have the talent or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good job by the Rams so far with the defense.
Yeah, Rams are playing very well.
Doing a very good job. See, I think they're finally starting to find their groove. Later in the season, but they're starting to find their groove a little bit.
I think we have one more game to cover, or two more games to cover.
Yeah, so we have the 49ers and the Saints, probably one of the best games of the
Oh
season.
yeah. Oh man, that was easy in my opinion, the best game so far.
100%. Jimmy Garoppolo has a star performance. 26-35, 349 yards, 4 touchdowns, one interception, 74% completion. Emmanuel Sanders even threw 4 touchdowns, which is crazy. Uh, I think this 49ers team, I think they are primed to win a Super Bowl. I can say that in NFC.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think I think in NFC they have a legit shot in winning the Super Bowl.
I agree. I think this team is as good as anybody in football right now.
Yeah,
I can't look at one team and be like, okay, they're hands down better than the Niners. The Niners are easily one or two in the NFL. And
yeah,
it just shows also how, look at the Saints. Drew Brees, 349 yards, 5 touchdowns. You
yeah.
know, great day. Michael Thomas, another great day, 11 receptions, 134 yards and a touchdown. Like this Saints team is another really good Saints team. And
Yeah.
yeah, they lost by 2 points, but it's also lost by 2 points in week 14. Who gives a shit? I want to see these two teams face again in NFC championship game, and I want to see this game again. Because right now it could go anyway. Either team could beat any of the team.
Yeah, I think this for me, if you're a 49ers fan, you saw Jimmy Garoppolo step up in a big situation. He delivered
Yeah.
against Drew Brees, which is impressive.
Yes, absolutely. He went throw for throw with Breeze.
Yeah. I think the one thing that cost the Saints in this game was the C.J. Gardner Johnson had two penalties in third down.
Yeah,
That
that's what
cost.
the penalties is what killed them. The penalties is 100% what killed them.
Yeah. And look, again, we got to see this game again, next week. Especially, I think it's going to come up down to them two in the Super Bowl. I mean, not the Super Bowl, but the division round.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. It's definitely going to be these two at the end, for at least for the NFC representation.
Hopefully, both these teams can stay healthy too.
Yeah,
I
because
think
I would
George
love
Kittle
that.
got banged up. George Kittle got banged up in this game, and I think there was somebody else on the Saints side that got banged up too. So yeah, I thought that was a good game. 48-46. It was a freaking barn burner.
Yeah, it's such a good shootout too. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
And lastly, man, the Chiefs beat the Patriots 23-16.
Did you know that this was the first time a quarterback under 25 has beat the Patriots at home since 2000?
I think this is the first time that the Patriots have this. I think they were on a 21 game winning streak.
18,
And the Chiefs,
18 game home winning streak.
yeah, and the Chiefs defeated them,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
It's insane to me to think that not only was this the first time a 25-year-old beat them since 2000, but like you said, this is the first time they lost at home in 18 games. They went a full season at home and haven't lost. So they went 18-0 for a second time in a row at home, basically.
Yeah.
It's that just shows the dominance of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
No,
And-
100%.
And honestly, as much as obviously I don't think it's going to happen now, I do believe that I think the Ravens locked it up already as a no one seed, but they're also only a game back, so it's anything can happen. The Patriots, if they somehow end up getting the number one seed, oh man, as much as the offense has been struggling, no one seems to be able to beat them at home. At least in their last 18 games, they're 18-1 in the last 19 games at home. What does that say? facing them in Gillette Stadium, it's still not an easy task. No matter who's there, if Bill Belichick's at the helm, beating them at Gillette Stadium is one of the toughest things to do in sports.
Yeah, and honestly, we may see this game again.
Yeah, we most definitely might. Now we don't know where right now. If it was to go right now, it's in New England. So
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. We may see this once again. You never know. And honestly, I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad to see these two face off again.
No, not at all. And my thing with this game, to me, the referees, they are so inconsistent with their play calls.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
You know, at one point in the game, they're really good. They catch everything. And another side, they just are horrible. And they cost, honestly, you can make an argument they cost the Patriots the game.
Yeah, they did. I don't know. I don't want to say cost them the game completely, but it definitely hurt the Patriots a shit ton, man. It definitely was a lot of punches in the face for the Patriots. And like you said, one moment they look good. Wow, great call, whatever. Then the next call, you're like, all right, listen, what happens to the dude that just made the great call? Because this is obviously not the same guy. You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
what?
The touchdown, that was Harry touchdown that was ruled out of bounds. That was crazy.
Yeah.
The Travis Kelce fumble, and they stopped the play.
And they stopped the play, yeah.
And they could have run it. He could have run it back for a touchdown. The pass interference.
It was just very iffy. But this is what we've come to expect from NFL refs. We've come to understand and expect just shitty calling, man. Very inconsistent. It's just very depressing to see.
It just makes me think if situations was done right, this Patriots team probably could have came back and beat these Chiefs.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out completely.
Yeah, and I think they got the Chiefs game plan. They able to figure it out towards the second half, and they got their mojo back. And Tom Brady even did some playmaking himself.
Yeah, with that run, and he was fired up. Him and Belichick going crazy. Yep.
Yeah,
and you know, I don't want to completely say that it was just that, but Tom Brady, you know, 19 for 36, 169 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Not a phenomenal game. Oh, what's going on here?
That's not on him, though. That's not on him.
No, it's absolutely. You're absolutely right. It's not on him. But my whole thing is, you know, it's starting to see that these 16 points is just like 16 points, and just not great stats when Tom Brady's becoming a weekly thing. Russell Wilson with that fumble is not looking good, man. These
this game is going downhill fast.
Yeah, it's looking like the Rams are just too much for them, and I think this is just a fluke, man. This is not. We both know this is not the Seahawks that we expect.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Russell Wilson can't have a great game every single game. He can have a phenomenal game.
You're exactly right. They were due for a bad game. You rather have this bad game week 14 than first game in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we also seen Russell Wilson come back from situations like this. So who knows?
You're actually right. It's not over yet. Still have a whole second half to play.
Yeah, but for me though, this game made me think about Tom Brady, and his age to me didn't feel like a factor in it. You know, we've seen him run for 17 yards. To me, it was more or less this offense. This offense working with Tom Brady is not good. Like I've been talking about for weeks now, where you know the offensive line is not giving Tom Brady enough time to even get the ball in his hands. The receivers are not able to catch the ball. Perfectly throwing balls at him, and they can't catch it.
Yeah, I'm again. You know, I've been saying in the past before. You know, and maybe Tom Brady's getting old. He might be losing a step here and there. And for as much as that may be true, you're absolutely right. His players need to make the plays. The offensive line needs to give. He had, I think, there was a couple times today, not just one. I think this may have happened like 5 or 6 times that I saw where he would take a step back, maybe take a second step, and he had to get the ball out already. Like it was just everyone on top of him within his second step. And listen, Tom Brady was the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. It doesn't matter. You need time as a quarterback to throw the ball. You could be Joe Montana, Tom Brady. You could be Dan Marino. You could be freaking Steve Young. You could be anybody. Peyton Manning. You need time to throw the ball, and they're not giving Tom Brady that. And then it's a domino effect. He doesn't have time, so he doesn't make the right throw. So he makes a bad throw, and then the wide receiver can't catch it, and it just looks terrible. And I agree. If Tom Brady had a little bit more time, for all we know, he could be having a career year. Because this isn't the first time it's happened. This is not the first time it's been like that.
Sorry, I just made a face. Blair just popped one of those Rams guys. Oh yeah, by the way, Flathead Politics, who I'm a fan of the show, and he sent us a like, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh, also Flathead Politics, we got to talk about your Bengals. It's been a long time coming.
Your Bengals.
We got to talk about Flathead Politics.
Listen.
You know what I mean? My Raiders are bad, but come on.
Yeah, we're like me and Tyrese both support very bad teams, but we're just a level above you at the moment.
Oh man, listen. You're a Giant fan. You're a Giant fan. I'm a Raiders fan. Flat Politics, a Bengals fan. We're all messed up.
We're all miserable. We're all miserable. We could be miserable together. Don't worry.
Flat Politics says hello. It's great seeing you, Flat Politics. He says, "Yeah, my Bengals are horrible." Yeah,
it's all right though. Don't worry. You're gonna get the number 1 pick in the draft. You're gonna have your future quarterback, whoever that may be. Don't worry.
Listen, I think the Bengals are better than the Raiders.
What?
Did the Raiders not almost lose to the Bengals?
Yeah, I'm still the Giants may just lose to the Bengals. I still wouldn't admit that the Giants are worse than the Bengals. At least I can say.
At least I have joy watching the Bengals play a game.
I can say right now at least that I've enjoyed 2 wins so far. The Bengals can't say that. Everyone from Cincinnati moved to Cleveland. Yeah, then they're trying to get out of there.
And they're running away from Cleveland now.
Yeah, they're trying to get the hell out of there.
Oh man. Listen, our team's all horrible, and we could all just come together and just have this show and just talk about how bad our teams are,
and just really get the depression out there that we're not supporting good teams right now. It's very hurtful.
Flat Paul says nobody is as bad as the Bengals.
Listen, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Redskins. The Jets are up there.
Yeah.
Don't let those 5 wins for the Jets let you even think that they're somewhat a good team. They're still a terrible team with a terrible head coach and a terrible general manager and a terrible owner. There's nothing good about the Jets right now.
I still don't understand how the Raiders lost to the Jets. That's still mind-boggling to me.
Yo, they busted your ass.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh man,
yeah. You lost some too.
Yeah, but again, like I told you last week, we lost. It was a close competitive game. We into the 4th quarter. I was excited. We had a chance. You guys are done. 12 minutes into the 1st quarter?
Oh, my season's over.
Welcome to the team. My season's been over for 5 weeks already.
And Flat Politics season's been over since the beginning.
Since week 1. The preseason started, and he's like, "Damn, man, I gotta do this again." Oh man.
Let me see what Flat Politics says. Overeem's lip. Did you guys cover that? No. So Flat Politics. This is the NFL show. I'm trying to get Elijah to come back. He's got college going on. He's got his finals, so he's going to do a show for the next week's UFC 245, which is a good card. I can't wait to cover that.
What's the card that McGregor's fighting? Is he fighting? He's fighting soon. I know that, and then I also know Khabib's supposed to be fighting soon against. When's Ferguson fighting Khabib? Do you know that?
April.
He is
April, which I'm planning to go to that one too.
That's the one that's in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, I'm planning to go to Brooklyn.
I hope Ferguson kicks his ass.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Flat Politics with listen. I wish we could talk about
everything.
Everything on the show. It's just timing is just something that's bad.
But yeah,
So but we'll definitely be back next week for UFC 245 next Sunday. We're gonna do a reaction show to that. So hope to see you there.
So
But
what else do we got to cover? Let's see. Well,
that's
about
pretty much
it.
everything, bro.
The Rams playing well. Rams they're actually coming out looking like the same team that they were last year. Oh, great pass by by Goff. This is the Goff that we expected to see from the very beginning. Yeah, it's call Tyrese's number.
Says Kamaru Usman this weekend. I got Covington, bro. I'm calling it now. Covington,
Unfortunately, I hate Covington. I hate Covington so much. No, I just think he's a scumbag. A great fighter though, but I think he's really just a scumbag. But he's a really good fighter. But Usman he's such a front runner to me. Like he faces these good fighters, but he never really competes against them. If you really look at it, like Covington, and again, Covington's just another shit talker. I think he's trying to replicate what McGregor did, but just another guy that he's a good fighter, but he gets on my nerves, man. I'm waiting for him to lose. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Bisping.
Who?
He reminds me of so much of Bisping.
Who, Covington?
Yeah.
Listen, man. For me, it's a whole act. It's him trying to get noticed and trying to get attention. I can't be all that mad at it. It's working. The UFC is behind it, so I can't really be all that mad about it. If for a fighter it's gonna give you more money in your bank account,
you can't argue with that. Yeah,
I can't be upset with that. I can't.
Absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right about that.
By the way, Flat Politics. It's my Twitter account is Tide_3500. Please DM me. I'll definitely reach out to you. We'll try to see if we can get you on the show.
Definitely get on the show. I know. As a fellow person that uses this show for venting and getting my anger and depression out, I understand it must be worse for a Bengals fan. So we are more than welcome to have you on the show and just let you vent. It's very therapeutic. Trust me. Ask Tyrese. I look at the previous show. It's very therapeutic. I was in a much happier headspace after going on my rants.
You know what? Every now and then I gotta give you your moment. Let you as a Giant fan let all the steam that you have.
It's very therapeutic, man. It helps a lot. It really does. Adds a couple years back to my life.
Yeah. So Flat Politics, please DM me when you get a chance. I'm on Twitter at Tide3500. We'll see if we can make it work. And definitely we'll do a UFC show next week. We're also gonna do more of these NFL shows after the games as well to cover as well. So
all right,
big things going on.
Now,
all right.
Before we start wrapping everything up, we do have to cover the standings.
Yeah, please.
I have them right here for you. So for the AFC East, we have the Patriots at 10-3, the Bills 9-4, Jets 5-8, and Dolphins 3-10. So obviously the Patriots are the division champs, and Bills are still in the wild card hunt. At AFC West, we have the Chiefs 9-4. Your lowly Raiders.
All right. It's a lot of low.
The Raiders 6-7, still in second place. Broncos 5-8, and Chargers 5-8.
Flat Politics says, "Cool. Maybe next time I'll call in." Most definitely. He says, "Great show, guys. Did not claim the Bengals anymore." Listen. AFC Raiders. Come on. There's more room.
Man, don't do that though. You're not going to an improvement, I'll tell you that much.
Las Vegas, baby.
You're not going
Las Vegas.
Stop that. For the AFC North, we have the Ravens at 11-2, the Steelers at 8-5, Browns 6-7, and Bengals 1-12. The Ravens right now do have the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah, for me though, looking at this wild card spot in this divisional rounds, this whole thing could change in a matter of the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. You're absolutely right. I'll tell you this much: this is nowhere near done. Not even close. This could change in a heartbeat.
Yeah, especially with the Eagles and the Cowboys, like we talked about before. I don't see how, the Cowboys could keep it up.
I don't. I with such a hard schedule that they have, I don't think they do.
But the Eagles have to also win. They're also not playing like their usual self.
No,
They have hard games.
exactly. With such a weak schedule, you'd think that they would be able to run through this. And this division is theirs to lose right now. To be completely honest with you, and it starts tomorrow against my Giants, and I expect them to beat us.
This Seahawks game is a big one too for the Rams.
For the Rams, yeah, it is 8-5. And
Yes,
then
sir.
with the AFC South, we have the Texans at 8-5, the Titans at 8-5, which is still a crazy thing that we have these two teams could easily that this division is nowhere near over, and even whoever comes out that division possibly is going to get the wild card because the Bills are only 9-4. They only have a game above both teams. With the Steelers
Yeah.
at 8-5 too. The Steelers are not out this at all.
Yeah, and I could definitely see the Steelers being the Bills next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't put it past them. But the Bills' offense playing the way it is, it's not a good offense. Like we said earlier, it's very possible the Steelers, and the way they're playing right now, they're playing well. There's 3-game win streak. Who's to say they can't beat them?
Yeah. So let's run through the Week 15. The Jets going to face the Ravens. The Patriots going to face the Bengals. Flat politics, I'm telling you right now, the Patriots going to beat the Bengals. Now, if the Bengals beat the Patriots, that is a big game.
Big game.
That's a big loss for Tom Brady and this team.
And yeah, oh man, that's probably the worst loss of their career. At least regular.
But I don't see it happening.
Nah.
I don't see it happening. Flat politics. I'm sorry. No, for your sake, I hope the Bengals win, but I just don't see it.
Don't see it at all. Not at all.
And Flat Politics says, let's see if I get it here.
Bengals are done.
Bengals are done. Yeah. But hey, who knows? The Patriots aren't playing like themselves, so you make it a very impactful win. Who knows? Anything can happen in the NFL. The Buccaneers face the Lions. The Bears face the Packers. Broncos.
Chiefs.
Wait, that's it. Say that. Oh, Broncos. Chiefs. Yes. Dolphins. Giants. Texans. Titans. Eagles. Washington. Browns. Cardinals. Jaguars. Raiders. Vikings. Chargers. Rams. Cowboys. Falcons. 49ers. Bills. Steelers. Sir, what is your games to watch?
I'll stick with what we usually do when we pick 3. My 3 games to watch are. Well, the Texans-Titans are definitely a game to watch. That's for the division lead now. When it comes to that, it has obviously the advantage. So I'm going to pick that as my first game to watch. And also show how does Deshaun Watson bounce back from an ass whooping. So we'll see that. I really want to see this Rams-Cowboys game. This is going to be a very good game at Jerry World. Very good game. I think that's going to determine the division, in my opinion. And then I want to see this Bills Steelers game, like we just talked, because this, for all we know, this game could be the one that determines the wild card in the AFC. This is a game between two people. The Bills are 9-4, Steelers are 8-5. After this game, Steelers could be 9-5 and tie with the Bills for the wild card spot. So you never know.
You never know. And I agree with you, but I'm going to add one more to that. I'm going to say Patriots and Bengals. Because this Patriots offense needs a pick-me-up. It needs a good win against a team just to get the offense going. Because right now we've seen, this Patriots team, their offense is not clicking. No. We're seeing passes drop. We're seeing, route running is not catching up to what's going on. So I would like to see the Patriots offense work against the Bengals, and this could be a good game for them to kind of get themselves going.
No touchdown by the Rams, by the way.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Seahawks at all.
Not at all, man. This is not a good look. But yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree with you with what you said with the Steelers, the Patriots, and Bengals. I completely agree, and I do think that this is going to be something that the Patriots desperately need.
Yeah, and Flat Politics says Bengals will be playing local high school teams for the rest of the season. Listen, even then,
I don't like your chances. I don't like your chances even then.
Those high school teams are pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man.
Well, Sergio, this has been another great show. I've had fun. The Seahawks are not having any fun right now. They're 20-3 going into halftime, which is not good. So.
Yeah, they're definitely not having as much fun as we are just basketball. So,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
but you know, like we said earlier, they were due for a bad game. They've been playing so well.
So hopefully they could get it together. Maybe they come back in the second half. Maybe they'll pick it up from the Panthers and try to get a win there. But it's not looking good for the Seahawks.
No, but very good for the Rams. Golf is looking like a very good
Yes,
quarterback right now.
yes. All right. So this is it, man. I've had a good show. You gotta go help your mom. Tell your mom I said hi.
I will tell yours as well.
All right. And Flat Politics, I appreciate you hopping on. Thank you for throwing a like.
Thank you,
Um,
man.
the best thing you can do for us is to share with your friends, share with your family, get the word out. And listen, we'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to
Yeah,
have you on the show,
definitely.
and
Get in
we'd love
touch
to have
with
you comment.
Tyrese. Yeah, get in
Yeah.
touch with Tyrese, and we'll definitely love to have you here talk about Bengals in general. Listen, we love talking about every team, misery or no misery. We love it
100%.
all.
We're gonna do an NFL show every Sunday now. We're not gonna do it on Tuesday. We're gonna do it every Sunday after the games. And next week we're doing a recap show covering UFC 245, which should be a great pay-per-view. I can't wait.
Yep.
All right. Signing off. My name is Tyree Simon,
My name is Sergio Marquez.
and this has been Play Action.